So I know no one asked, but today I want to show you guys my note-taking system, which comprises 5 notebooks. First, I use a filofax as an all-purpose notebook where I keep my time management stuff. You're here seeing a monthly spread. I also keep my commonplace book here where I take all kind of notes and 2 smaller sections for language learning and my and some dissertation notes. Then I have this notebook that looks like a traveler's notebook that I use as a diary. And finally, I have not finally, I have here a moleskine that I use as a dedicated notebook for my dissertation notes. And I use these 2 ones, very small ones that fit in a pocket, and I carry them when I cannot carry my filofax. When I'm on the go, I put them in my pocket so I know I have something to write on if I have to take notes on the go. So I will try to explain you guys how I use them, what are the layouts I use, which other tools, stickers I use, etc. So I hope you guys watch this video. First thing I will show you is this filofax Finsbury I got for my birthday this year, like 4 months ago. So before using this Finsbury as my main notebook, this is in personal size. I used this before using this. I used this notebook that looks very closely as a traveler's notebook in a passport size. Now, what you will see in common between these 2 kinds of notebooks is that they let you rearrange the contents because this has a binder and this has elastics that let you put some small notebook inserts. Now, I use this for like 3 years very actively, so it looks very I don't know, mistreated. I enjoyed it a lot, but because it has like this format, I had a hard time like finding my notes because you have first this notebook, then this notebook you have to open. So now I keep this one mainly as a diary, which I have here. And now I use this filofax, which is bigger because I wanted a size that was slightly bigger than this, so I can had more. I could have more space for more content. So first off, here I keep not this card. I keep it here because I don't use it, but here I keep the stickers that I use in my filofax. I use these ones to quickly find pages that I use very frequently, and I use these stickers. I cut them down actually because they came in a bigger sheet. I use these stickers for different color coding systems. I have one for my monthly spread, and I have another color coding system for my commonplace section. So first I have here my diary, no, not diary, daily plan spread. I have made this layout where I can keep track of my time. So each square is 10 minutes. Then space for my tasks and notes, which I didn't use a lot here. I have here a space where I can make a pie chart with the time distribution of my day based on this space that I already filled. And here I keep relevant information that I can then put here and translate into graphics that I have to yet still make here. And yeah, so that's that part. The older pages I have actually taken them out so I can have more space. And then I have marked here my monthly spread. And here I use these stickers to quickly identify important events on the month. For example, okay, so I use these pink ones. I don't know if they look pink, but they're pink and not red. This one is red, this one is pink. So these pink ones, I use it to track my period, and the blue ones, I use them to track when I wash my hair, because I have a very dry hair and scalp, and I don't wash it constantly, I mean daily. So if I forget, or I might forget, I can know when I did last wash it very easily, because I just look for the blue ones. And these things are just printed images, but not stickers, which look kind of good. And then this here is the layout, the monthly layout, blank without any manipulation. And yeah, now going for the commonplace section, I also use stickers to classify which kind of notes I'm working on. And at the beginning I didn't use the layout I'm going to show you, but I generally use this layout for notes because it allows you to add more information as you are writing. I mean, here you can see it, or after you're writing, so it can be very helpful if you have found out that you were missing some details, or when you are reviewing you can add questions that you can use for studying, or questions that you have to address later, or make a summary in this part for making margin notes. So yeah, I use it heavily because I take a lot of like book notes and very dense notes that need more processing. And here I'm using those stickers, as you can see. And I also want to tell you that most of the, not most, like all of the pages I'm using here have been recycled from old used notebooks or unused notebooks that I wasn't going to use, because I have the whole bunch. I actually got it for this size, and I actually also have the, I don't know how it's called in English, that tool which looks like a guillotine for cutting paper. So I have those tools which make very easy cutting pages into this shape. And it's a very great idea because the refills are a little bit expensive, and now I basically have like few refills because I'm using old notebooks that, I don't know, my sister didn't fill, so I'm using the blank pages that were left, or I'm using notebooks that I got as a gift but I didn't like the design or the cover, and I'm recycling those to make more pages for my filofax. And finally I have two smaller sections. I don't know if it's necessary for me to show them because they are not very interesting. This one is for my dissertation notes. I told you that I have a dedicated notebook for my dissertation notes, but here I keep very general notes just in case I'm not carrying the dissertation notes or notebook. And here I have one for language notes, for my French learning notes, and that's basically my notebook. my notebook. And I could also highlight that I mostly use this sailor pen with it because the pen holder is quite rigid, and and this is like one of the few pens that fit in there, but it also looks very very cute with this little charm that I added, and that serves also to as a like a page divider. Yeah, I actually got this before getting this, and I saw on the internet that a lot of people were adding charms into their filofaxes, but the pocket size ones. Um so I realized that the ring here for the personal one is very like far away from here, so you cannot like show it if you put it here. But I actually used the hot needle to make this hole, and I managed to put that here, and it looks very cute. Yeah. So okay, now I'm going to show you very quickly, because I have already talked about this one, this small passport sized notebook that I use as a diary. It's very cool because this is made of leather, so it's very sturdy. And these notebooks I have here, this one I got from Muji, but these other ones I actually made them myself using leftover like notepads or notebooks. This used to be a notepad, and yeah, so I made those ones, which also it's a very I don't know, affordable choice if you have the tools to make this kind of inserts, because as long as you have this cover, you have infinite notebooks. And yeah, I use this one as a diary, and sometimes, I mean, before 2 weeks ago, I used to carry this one as a notebook that I used when I was on the go and I was not carrying this filofax, but now I have switched to these two ones. Finally, I have this moleskine soft cover notebook that I have been using as a notebook for my dissertation notes. I have used this format of notebook before, and I really like it. I really like the soft cover version because it allows you to easily bend the notebook so you can take notes like this. And as you can see, I have the same layout as here to take notes. I keep a space here to take margin notes. I mainly use one color to write things down, and then another vibrant one to highlight some ideas. So I'm now using black, but here you can see I was using blue, but I always use this like reddish pinkish color to take to make like highlights or write things that I want to focus on. And I also what I can tell you, I also use the same things that you see here to mark which kind of notes I'm working with. So this blue, for example, is to write down drafts that are going will be going into the actual writing of the dissertation paper, whereas this yellow is just for like notes about papers or books or articles. Yeah. So here I have erased the line to make the margin, but if I go, let's see. No, here I have erased it too. If I go here, you will see that I just draw it with a pencil. And finally, I have these two very small notebooks that are pocket sized. You can see here that they are like 4 inches tall or 10 centimeters tall. They are very small. They fit perfectly into a pocket and they're very cheap. I got this for less than $1 in a bookstore that's on my campus, and I got this for like less than $2 in a stationery store. And here is the pencil case, which is very slim, that I carry with me when I'm carrying like my whole equipment of stationery things, because sometimes I will just go out with my filofax and carry it with my along this pen. And yeah, so I use this when I'm on the go, and I write here very general stuff that will come to mind on the go. Like if I go to a supermarket and I need to make a list, I will do it here, and I will carry this with me to the supermarket. Or if I go to a party, an event, and I don't think that I will need to take notes, but I noticed that yes, I need to. This is very easy to fit into a very small bag or even in your pocket, so it's ideal for that, to carry it with you even if you think you will not need to take notes. Yeah. So yeah, this was my current note-taking system. I want to tell you guys that I have been using notebooks very actively for at least, I don't know, 10 years. So creating such complex or very like intentionally designed system is more of like a result of writing down things all of those years and figuring out what are my needs and which kind of notebooks I like, which kind of colors I like, which kind of materials or pages I like. And as you can see, I do not like spiral notebooks, except for this one because it is cheap and it's very easy to tear down. I don't know how to say it. So yeah, I the first thing that I found out about notebooks for me was that I didn't like those kind of like spiral notebooks. I like more of these ones. The personal filofax finsbury, it's more of a exception, because for a binder you have no other choice than to use these rings. But what I mean to say is that if you're starting out, don't stress over creating a more complicated system. Just focus on starting small, literally and figuratively, with this kind of notebooks. Focus on creating the habit of carrying them around you and being ready to write things down, and once organizing those notes becomes a problem because you have a lot of notes, then you can worry into creating a more complex, more organized and divided system like the one I have in my filofax, or one in a traveler's notebook, or in a moleskine, or whatever. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed this video, and I look forward to updating this system from I don't know, maybe 1 year from now on, because I think it could definitely change. As you can see, as I have told you, I was using this to take notes on the go 1 week ago, and now I'm back into using these two ones. So yeah, stay tuned.